So it turns out I cannot upload a video or a hot lap that was driven in test drive. So I can't use their setup for hot lapping. I didn't know that. So I'm gonna drive in my car and with my setup, and I mean the same car, my setup. The only way I could figure out how to get the car to go the same top speed. It's the same gearing essentially. Well, not the same gearing as the world record that I was comparing to, but the gearing on this setting is based on the gearing of a different world record setup. And I could not drive that setup because there was not enough grip at all. I couldn't drive it. It was undrivable. It would just rotate, spin at the slightest amount of throttle. So I made this setup. And these are the only downforce settings that I could drive with a balanced car that would clear the corners comfortably and still reach the top speed of around 200 miles per hour. The other setup reached a top speed of 201 miles per hour. If I go up higher or lower in these downforce, the car won't corner any faster. I won't corner as fast as their car. Basically, I'm at the maximum downforce, or the minimum downforce, I mean, that I can possibly run to corner anywhere near. And I'm talking near as in like 10 miles to 20 miles an hour difference in turn 2. So anyway, moving on. I'm going to start the hot lap because I can't upload that. Oh, I did not mean to press mute. There we go. Is the volume up all the way? 100%. There we go. So the tires are actually hot. .52, 152. Whoops, had to hit the brakes late in the corner. Let's try not to do that here. This is a very important corner. Full throttle over the bump with the traction control. With their setup, I should take this in 6th gear, but I have to take it in 5th to go even that speed. I'm supposed to be going 160 through the corner. Whoops, that's slow. Full throttle. .210, 210.7. So the fastest time I got with the other setup, the hot lap, or it's called the world record setup, was a 208 point something. And I can show that actually in a replay. So I'm going to save this replay. There we go. Save that. So it's a 210.73. And then if I go to replays, I can show I got a 20. This right here is the time, 208.65. Right here. With my setup, I can only achieve a 210.73, 2 seconds off. So, that said, I'll tab. Now I'm going to go here to upload a different file, my other file. Where is it? 210.73, right here. Open. Upload. Okay. So if I scroll down to 2, or the Aston BF1, or 207, how far back is 210? 215, 212, 211, 210, right here. I can compare that one with this one, with the C, press the C. I compare in Hot Lap Analyzer. Enable flash, allow. Okay, is this gonna full screen? There we go. Okay, now these are synced up. Now they're off sync, now they're in sync. And we can compare speed. And I would want to compare throttle and brake. So I'll put on another, there it is, throttle and brake. And now you can change the different things. This is RPM. This is suspension, lateral G. You can change these. I want this on brake. Where'd it go? Brake, there it is. All right, zoom in on the speed. And zoom in on the beginning. And hit play. Zoom in on here too. You can see the line difference. So I'm red, they are blue. Play. Zooming in here to turn 1. They're already going several miles an hour faster than me down the straight. And like I said, if I put on any more downforce, I can't go any faster down the straight. If I put any less downforce, I can't corner any faster. And we're using the same tires and probably similar tire pressures, but they're able to pull off their time differently somehow. So we're going into the corner. This is turn 3. At a difference, they're going 169 at this point. I'm going 161 because the car won't turn any faster. I can't put on any more downforce, like I said, and I can't take away any more downforce. And then as we hit the apex, pause, rewind. As we hit the apex, they're going 160, and I'm down to 152. And my actual speed, the one that wasn't on the speedometer, because the speedometer is based on what's called, not axle speed, drive shaft speed. The actual speed of the car was 147 at this point. And that was the lowest point, I think. This goes, no, it's not. I can see on the graph. So the difference between, I can change this to slower, 0.5. And 147 was the slowest speed. Okay, so their minimum speed through the turn is 159. My minimum speed through the turn is 147. They're going, what is that? 12 miles an hour faster in this one corner. Of the minimum speed of the corner, they're going 12 miles an hour faster, and they have a smoother curve. And in order to make the turn, I can't go any faster. Like I said, it could be my lack of skill. It could very well be. I don't know. That's a big gap of 10 miles an hour or 12 miles an hour. And I can drive the same corner with their setup at 155 or something. It would be probably a slower speed, because it was measuring the drive shaft speed instead of the actual car speed. All right, so coming out of the turn, they're already going. Let's go onto the straight. Out of this turn 3, still going around turn 3. Lines, I'm running a tighter line. Or no, they're running a tighter line on the exit. So we're on the straight, and this is the gap out of that first turn. Right here. I can't zoom in anymore. That's the gap. Just out of the first major turn. And they were purling away down the straight because they were several miles an hour faster than me on the straight, which I don't know how their setup is able to do when their car has to be running less downforce. Is the only thing I can conclude. Anyway, at this point, where is it? Here it is. At this point, they're going. Let's sync it back up again. Hit play, pause. They're going 172. What's it? 172. I'm going 169. That's a difference of 3 miles per hour. Is that right? Yeah, 3 miles per hour. Just out of that turn, and again, to show the gap. That's the gap. Sync it back up. Play. All right, we're coming down the straight. By the end of this straight, which is a pretty fast straight, this first turn. What's the difference in speed? We don't need to unsync. I want to see the speed difference. We need to sync it up again. And the apex of this turn, they're going 186. I'm going 184. Okay, whatever. Let's say that it's exactly how it's supposed to be. And then, because of their downforce settings, they're able to carry more speed down the straight as well. And at the end, by the braking zone here, at my braking zone, they brake later than me. They're going 169. I'm going, or 196. Sorry, this dyslexia. I'm not actually diagnosed with dyslexia, but I just showed signs of it. Anyway, 196 versus 192 by the braking zone, and they continue to brake later than me. Which, fine, sure. And then going through the turn, they're stopping faster and braking later. And at the apex, the slowest point in the turn, from their slowest point in their turn is not my slowest point in my turn. We're going about the same speed at this point. Oh, they're going slower at this point. Hang on. When it crosses, we're going about the same speed. Anyway, at my slowest point, which is right here, should be accelerating, so I took that corner sloppy. They're going 158. I'm going 145. It's over 13 miles per hour. Rounding because the decimals. 13 miles an hour at this point in the turn. And they're going to carry that speed all the way down the straight. Into the next braking zone. And to show the gap at this point, unsync it, they're already like 5 or 6 car lengths ahead. Oh, let's sync it up. Play. And this next corner, same thing. Probably a couple miles an hour faster than me. The discrepancies are in the slow corners aren't as big as the discrepancies in the fast corners. So we're moving down faster. Let's move this to speed 1, or 1 times speed, so it goes faster. Or I can just click ahead. Let's go 0.25 speed. Click ahead to the next braking zone. So look at the discrepancy here in this corner, this one corner. I'm coming down here. Their speed line is way up here. I should probably be looking at the brakes and throttle. I was going to look at them, but yeah, they're using less brakes and more throttle at this point. They're almost at full throttle. They're just about to get back on full throttle through the turn. And my minimum speed compared to their minimum speed so theirs is 172. Mine is 139. 139. I was able to take their setup around this turn at 160 something. I can't replicate that with my setup for whatever reason. Maybe I just have a terrible setup, but for whatever reason, they're able to. Like I said, I'm going to keep reiterating this point. They're able to get higher top speed down the straight and higher cornering speed, significantly higher cornering speed. That would mean they would be running significantly higher downforce. Like if I were to compare their mid-corner speed here, this is a difference of close to 30. This is 37 miles per hour. 37 miles per hour. If I were to put the equivalent amount of downforce, that would give me 37 miles an hour more per, not per corner, but in this one corner, I would be going really, really slow down the straight. I don't know how they do that. I can't replicate that with downforce. I can't replicate that with tire pressure. I'm not going to gain, 37. No, wait. Yeah, 37 miles per hour. In, wait, is that 37? No, it's 33. I'm not going to gain 33 miles per hour just from tire pressure if I had their exact tire pressure. I'm not going to gain 33 miles. I might gain 33 miles an hour with a different tire, maybe a better tire, but we're supposed to be running the same tire. I'm running the best tire that the game allows. Anyway, we're supposed to be running the same tire. And let's see. That's a 33 miles per hour difference of my slow speed versus where we're on the track, and the gap is already. I have to zoom out. That's the gap at this point. That's a huge gap. So now we sync back up, coming into the next corner. Of course, they carry that speed down the straight. Skip ahead to here. Pause. Right here. By the start of my braking zone, they're going 8 miles an hour faster. 188 as opposed to 180. They're going 8 miles an hour faster by the. Excuse me, that was a mosquito. Hopefully I got it. Let's see. 8 miles an hour faster by the end of this one straight. Just because they carried 33. I mean, not just because they did carry 33 miles per hour around that corner. Whereas I was 33 miles an hour faster. Anyway, let's continue. The slowest point for me is pretty late in the turn, so I'm taking the corners pretty badly. And a 110 is actually pretty fast for me. I normally would get like a 112 or something like that. Let's see. Let's go back to the slowest point for me, somewhere around here. I'm going 79 miles per hour. They're going 95 miles per hour. And I'm struggling for grip. I slid there. I was sliding. I wouldn't be able to go any faster. If I had taken a little bit smoother, maybe I would have gained a couple miles an hour, but not 20. No, let's see. That is 16 miles per hour. Right? 80 to 95, or is 15? Yeah. 16 miles per hour. I wouldn't be able to gain 16 miles per hour from taking a slightly better line, even though it was pretty slow. Let's see. And the gap, let's look at the gap, is now this distance apart on the track. Play, going down to here. They take that corner full throttle. I have to slow down. Again, this is a big discrepancy in speed right here. A significant gap. I can't take that corner full throttle. Even with their setup, as I was driving on my computer, I couldn't take that full throttle. I'm going 127. They're going 154. Whatever. There's a big gap. I'm not gonna. It's like 20 something miles per hour. I forget. 20. I'm not gonna do the math. Whatever. 20 something miles an hour. This is in these individual corners. It adds up, and it's a big speed difference. And again, in that one corner, by the end of this S bend here, let's skip ahead to the end of the S bend. The gap is now pulled to this big. this far apart. Let's sync it again. And play will bring the car together. Okay, this whole section is flat out now. This section is flat out. Speed up to here. Okay, we're starting to turn in for the next turn. And we turn in at similar speeds. They're going a little bit faster. Their line is a little bit wider on entry. And then the slowest point through this turn is around right here. Zoom out a little bit so I can compare it around here. My throat's getting dry. I should have brought a water bottle. The difference in speed is 162 to 171, 9 miles per hour. That's 9 miles an hour through this one turn. So again, all these little discrepancies in speed are adding up of large gaps. And I'm going to reiterate, if I put on any more downforce, I can't go 200. I'm already going slower than them. I'm going to like 199 down the main straight. And with their setup, they're only going 201, right? And I can't get that extra 1 miles an hour or 2 miles an hour from the downforce without drastically changing. If I change the downforce sliders even one notch, it drastically changes the downforce setting for my particular setting. And so if I go up, I will be going significantly slower. I'm not going to gain, again, I'll remember right here, in this corner, I'm not going to gain 30 miles an hour from moving my downforce 1 or 2 notches. I'm just not. Like I said, I could really, really suck. Maybe I'm absolutely terrible, and this guy is a god among men as a driver, and he should be an F1. You know what I mean? If he can make the car go 30 miles an hour faster than everybody else to do any particular corner, he should be an F1. That's all I can say. So anyway, back to here at this slowest point. Zooming in. We're going to analyze this. And they're just carrying way more speed through this whole section, close to 10 to 12 miles per hour. This is declining in difference as the gap gets smaller and smaller here. And then we match up at this point around this turn. We're going similar speeds. They're going a little bit faster again because they have some weird downforce setting that I can't seem to achieve. And they're carrying more speed to this braking point. Pause it. And let's look at the gap at this braking point. This is down the straight. Zooming out already. Sync. Look at that gap. Their car is right here. My car is right here. That's the gap. Sync it back up. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to slide it over there. All right, through this corner, it's a slow corner. The discrepancy in speed is not going to be that great, but they will be going faster, as you can see in their curve. They slow down, and they go faster through this whole section. Maybe they're braking better. All right, let's look at their brakes. Let's look at their brakes through here. Pause it. Brakes. Where are we? Right here. Okay, maybe they're getting better trail braking. Right, they're already coming off the brakes right here. Now they're just scrubbing the tire, and they're scrubbing the tire. When they scrub their tire at this point, when they're practically off the brakes, they're getting more grip than I am at this point. That's essentially what the speed graph is showing, is that they have more grip right here, right in this spot. Right? And then at the slowest point in the corner, we're going close to the same speed. We accelerate out, close to the same speed. Again, by the end of this acceleration zone, the gap is now, let's see if I can zoom in better, is now here. That's the gap. We're coming into the last turn, the chicane. Oops. Braking zone. Oh, that's the wrong braking zone. This braking zone. Pause it. Let's look at this speed difference right here in this chicane. As I slow down, I'm already scrubbing the tire, and they're almost starting to speed up already. And now they're back on throttle when I'm at my slowest point. check the throttle graph. Where are we? Right here. Yeah, they're back on throttle while I'm at my slowest point while I'm getting on throttle. And the brakes was the brakes. This is the brake curve for the previous corner. This is the brake curve. They broke less and earlier. So maybe I broke a little bit too late. But look at the speed difference right here. I'm going 101, 101 miles per hour. They're going 124. That's a discrepancy of 23 miles per hour. That's a lot of speed to be carrying through the turn. I don't know what exactly to say about that. And then that basically completes the lap. Let's go through the chicane at 20.25 speed, so quarter speed. I'm going to pause it before at the end of this acceleration zone, or I can skip ahead. Pause it right here, basically the end of the lap, and unsync it. And now, by the end of the lap, they're up here at the very top where my mouse is circling. I'm down here. That's what. So they got a 205. Where's the total? 205. I got a 210. That's what 5 seconds looks like on this track. Right, a little bit more than 5 seconds. There's a 205.16. I'm a 210.73. And like I said, I can go faster with their setup. When I test drove their setup, even with cold tires, I was able to get a 208, but I only gained 2 seconds. Right, they're able to pull out an extra 3 seconds off of my time with their setup. And where does that speed come from? Like I said, maybe they should be in Formula One. That's the only thing to conclude. Maybe they should be. They're so good that they can carry 30 miles an hour faster than their competitor. You know, like even in that old video with Michael Schumacher and Herbert or whatever that was recently on Driver 61 channel, they're only talking about a difference of a couple miles per hour and how at a couple miles per hour carries on the straight. This is a difference in this case. Let's see, and let's sync it back up. Look for this gap right here again. Again, a difference of 23 miles per hour, not just a couple, 23 miles per hour, and carrying that speed down the straight. So, what's happening here? Who's to say? I don't know. Yeah, but I must be absolutely terrible compared to these top guys that they call quote unquote aliens, right? I'm just saying that's a big gap, 23 miles per hour. Anyway, I've ranted enough, and this is a kind of a bad mood video right here. So I'm going to end the video with that. And till the next one.